So we have a test tomorrow, and I'm here to answer any questions that you guys have for review.
Hey, I have a question, Dr. Nabiwala.
Sure thing.
Could you please go over number 3?
Okay, so in number 3 is talking about the monetary policy of the Fed. And so part A asks you what the federal fund rate is. And so the federal fund rate is how much banks charge each other for overnight loans. That's not to be confused with the discount rate. It's in fact the federal fund rate, which again is how much banks charge each other. So banks to each other.
Did you write this down?
Okay, and then part B asks you if the Federal Reserve wants to lower the federal funds rate, what open market operation would they perform? And so we know that if they want to lower the federal fund rate, that would go under the expansionary monetary policy, and so they would buy bonds. So it would be buying bonds in the open market. And again, this is in the expansionary monetary policy, not the contractionary. In the contractionary, they would actually sell. But since they want to lower the federal funds rate, they're going to buy bonds. And this is so because they're trying to increase money supply so that the federal fund rate decreases. Okay, so now we're at part C. And so part C is asking you to take the open market operation that you indicated in part B, which was buying bonds. And so so the Federal Reserve is going to buy $10 million worth of bonds, and it tells you that your RR is 0.2. So note that down, your RR is 20%. And so you need to calculate the maximum change in loans throughout the banking system. So it's asking maximum change in loans, not how much money supply is increasing by. And so since it's banking system, you have to use a monetary multiplier, and since it's not a single bank, so you're going to calculate your monetary multiplier by 1 over RR. So it's going to be 1 over 0.2, and that is equal to 5. And so now you need to take your excess reserves, which are calculated after deducting the required reserves. So you're going to take your 10 million and multiply that times 0.2, and so you get 2 million, and that is your required reserves. Now you're going to subtract that from your 10 million. So 10 million minus 2 million, and that'll leave you with your excess reserves, which is equal to 8 million. So this is your ER, and now you're going to take your ER and multiply it times your monetary multiplier, which was 5, and then that will give you your maximum change in loans. So 40 million is the answer for that. Any questions so far?
No questions.
Okay, and now you're gonna, taking that, what is the effect gonna be on the nominal interest rate, part D? And since you're increasing the money supply, obviously the interest rate is gonna decrease, because now that there's more money, there's more supply of money, so this is gonna be decreased. And that is on your nominal interest rate. And now you're looking at, okay, so since the Fed bought some bonds, that resulted in some inflation, and now you need to look at the impact on the real rate of interest. And now, looking at your notes, your real rate of interest is your nominal interest rate. Okay, so real rate of interest is your nominal minus your inflation rate. And so, obviously, looking at that, if the government is trying to since the government is trying to decrease the interest rate, decreasing the interest rate is going to lead to more investments. And so if there's inflation due to their actions, then that's going to decrease the overall amount of investment, because of the fact that since there's inflation, the return on return on investment is going to be less. So you just have to remember that your investments are going to be less. Any questions on number 3?
I think you got everything, and it made a lot of sense. Thank you.